out, sis. Get it out.
No, let me tell you something. It's called, we have weak links and we have strong links. Black people have weak links and strong links, and I'm tired of carrying a weak link. That's why I'm here.
Carrying. Tired of carrying, y'all. When you blame a president,
that wig is strong as fuck.
you can do that due diligence. If you a parent and you letting your child go by a lake and you don't know the weather, you the problem.
Land your plane, seriously. Land your plane.
That Johnny Walker
Somebody need to get her a rock.
That Johnny Walker is blowing the thing.
Okay. Now, Matt and Trent, I want you to understand that is your sister in arms. I want you to understand that is who you are in lockstep.
But y'all didn't get a chance to hear what. Never mind, because I don't know.
We heard her submission.
Let me be the judge of that.
So let me get back to what I was about to say. So I want you to understand, Matt and Trent, you guys are walking in lockstep with that level of intelligence.
Yes,
that is your sister in arms. That is your other half. That is the yin to your yang. I want you to understand that, right? That's the level of competency that MAGA creates. On crack fields, by the way.
Nah, real talk though, it's crazy, man, and it's sad. Like this past 5 weeks, I've been on here without a drink because I'm working on a conference, like a lot of work. Yo, be on this shit and listen to these motherfuckers sober. It's crazy. Shit comes out of their mouth.
Now you know how I feel.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have Stockholm Syndrome. You literally talking about we have Stockholm Syndrome, calling this motherfucker your president. The motherfucker not gonna even piss on you if he was on fire and walking down the street. Like, y'all niggas are the ones who are all fucking part of the issue.
Yeah,
I need to get clear.
I need to clear something up. Did y'all remove her? Like, what?
I think she left on her own.
Oh, okay.
She's chasing that rock, yo.
Okay.
And look, it's funny, right? When you look at the people that come in defense for these people and try to get within that our community and tell us that we should be behaving differently, look at Joe B, perfect example. Another fucking agent.
Trump is the wrong expert.
You know what I'm saying? Another agent. People struggle. Give her grace. Okay.
But these people just don't know anything, man. Like, it used to upset me, it used to frustrate me, but I feel sorry for them. Like, they're victims too. They don't know they are, but they're victims too. They don't know anything, so they just say the first thing that comes to mind based on whatever lack of understanding that they have. It's sad, actually, and it's really fucking scary because we walk by them every day in the grocery store, sitting next to them, and they're fucking dangerous people. And forget your ideology. You don't. You just gotta live like you can't. First lady, that's a rule.
When you are at, why do you guys do that in here?
What are you saying?
As soon as people start talking, it's just...
Oh, that was my fault. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just wondering, because it happens a lot. I'm just trying to figure out if you work with them, if you outside of Clubhouse, let's just say outside of Clubhouse, because that's where my problem comes. I still have to work with some of these people, and I just can't do the way you guys do them in here. Oh, shut up. Oh, look, that's why your hair is nappy. Okay, that's why you're fat. That's why you got titties. You can't be,
You could, but you just won't have a job anymore.
Exactly. So that's why I'll just be like, oh, okay, then I'm glad I understand your point. Thank you. And that's just it. But all the name calling and stuff, trying to debase them, does that ever work? It's like, ma'am, okay, we got it. We understand. We don't agree with anything that you're saying, but, we hear you. And then just move on.
I totally understand what you're saying, right, Lisa? And in the past, I never cared what part of someone's, their political affiliation. But when we're dealing with these motherfuckers, I'm gonna speak for myself. When dealing with motherfuckers who support this piece of shit, it's like to me saying to somebody back during Nazi Germany that you support this regime, and someone's talking about it, and you're saying you we have this conversation, right? So like I can't have a real conversation with these motherfuckers because unless I can, get a little sign that they're trying to learn something. So we have the Manfinities, the Max, and all the other fucking retards who coming here who don't
And
use
why
the
you
damn
mine,
shit.
brother? And why you mine? I'm just saying, I love you to death, but then you shouldn't be a mother. You say you can't have the conversation, because that's what we're here for. We're here to have the conversation. We're here to be like that.
We can have the conversation, but it's not going to be a conversation where I'm fucking speaking to them like they're one of my children or someone I give a fuck about. And I'm not going to tone myself down for that.
I got a problem because that young lady, I muted her and told her to land her plane. She was saying the same thing over and over again. And she was... And a voice or a tone that you can forget that. That's not going to happen. But if you want to come and you want to articulate what you have to say, that's fine. Yeah, I'll listen. But what I'm not going to do is listen to a brain and banshee screaming in my fucking ear. No, I'm not going to do that.
First lady, respectfully, she left. I just scrolled the chat to make sure her comments are still there. So
I do nothing with her.
Yeah, after she got muted.
I'm working over here.
Now she in the chat saying I was kicked out. No, she just commented right now saying I was kicked out. Right now. Yeah, like how?
Express her views.
Checked out before being here, sister, because we didn't start a new space. Now you can come up and you can speak without yelling and screaming at the top of your lungs. So we're more than happy to hear you. But what we're not going to do is sit here and yell at each other. You're not my mother, okay? And I'm not yours. But we will have to harm you. Period.
And nor are
That's all I was trying to tell you, First Lady. She wasn't kicked out. She just left. That's all.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. I mean, y'all said y'all didn't kick her out.
Yes,
So
definitely.
I just know I played her on mute. Next thing I know, she was gone.
But she's not going to have any self-control. Believe that.
You know that's not true.
But
I think she got mad when you muted her, and that's when she left.
I'm not. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think happened. But here's the thing, Quinn. Maybe she didn't have the instructions ahead of time. Now that the instructions have been given, I'm willing to give a second chance. I don't mind giving a second chance.
Oh, I'm with you.
Come on, come up and prove us wrong.
The last thing I will say is she had to be thrown down multiple times. I brought her back to the safe.
Yeah, I mean, that's
You were gone for a little bit.
like, I mean, you're a smart person just like everyone else here. You just doesn't have the ability to realize.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought she had just came to the stage. I'm sorry.
Mel had to throw her down when she was in the room a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, today?
Yeah, today. Yeah, a little bit ago.
Oh, wow.
We're still here. Yeah.
Like, you can do the thought experiment if you won't bring it back up. I guarantee you she'll start.
No, I was just trying to appease Lisa because Lisa said she wanted to have the conversation.
Oh,
No, I mean, whatever y'all want to do, I'm just explaining.
I'm in no position to say yeah or nay. I'm just the bystander. I'm just saying that I know, based on her personality,
She's going wild out.
that she's going to come up and yell because she can't contribute anything else from the aspect of
Okay,
this.
20th. They calling you out. They said you can't come up here and conduct yourself appropriately. I believe in you, sister. I believe you got the power. Come on up, sis.
And now she's lying in the chat. She said, I created this account on my second phone, but if you scroll up, you can see all the other comments from earlier. Like, what are you talking about?
So is that Sukala?
No, let's bring her up. We need, hey, bring her up. She's good
I
content.
did bring her. Okay, in and out. I am going in and out. All right. I gotta go. My daughter's yelling at me. Sorry.
Yelling on top.
I'm bringing her up right now.
Please.
I'm bringing her up right now. Where's she at?
Okay, so y'all don't be talking all over it though, okay?
No, we should gonna give her the floor.
No, Lisa, that's for you. That's for you right here.
This is for your conversation.
You asked for it.
That's all you.
You're going on mute and you're going to have your conversation with your friend.
I'm ready.
Come on, 20th. 20TH. Come on.
I'm over here doing my dance. I'm ready. I'm ready.
I invited her up a couple times. She didn't accept all the other ones when she got kicked down. I don't know where she at now.
Come on, sis.
She better get that white Mel not here, because Mel ain't playing with her.
She's trying to get her brain.
But some of those things, sis, I agree with what you say. We can't blame Trump today. Well, we can. I'm lying. Because he did do the cuts which caused a lot of this chaos for them reacting in Texas and wherever. It's not just gonna be Texas now, since he made all these cuts into FEMA, he made all these cuts into the forest system. He made a lot of cuts that affect the weather and how we monitor the weather and how we save people. That's what I'm blaming him about. He doesn't control the weather. He ain't no fucking magician. He ain't no magical orange man. But we do experience something called climate change. So when you know you're going through climate change, which the MAGAs don't believe in, maybe that's what starts the whole thing to go south and sour. You have to believe in a thing to do something about it. So here we are, and there's going to be more death. There's going to be more destruction because we're unable to succinctly, like we were before, monitor the weather. That's just.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Some of those cuts haven't taken place yet, but we're just speaking to the general ineptitude of this administration in general. It's like the fucking Gong Show. They've made cuts, to your point, but they don't see the importance of having people in the right places, and not only that, but having good people in the right places, people that have been cut from places that have been there for 20 to 30 years, who are absolute experts in their field, to have them replaced or cut out because of some perceived or concocted budget cuts is the reason why people are blaming this administration in general, because they're trying to cut it out, remove everything so that it looks inept, so that they can actually replace everything and privatize everything so they can make money from it. That is the general problem people have with this administration.
Right. That's it. Right. I'm sorry, New York. But like, yeah, you're right. No, he's exactly right.
But some of the budget cuts have been made when more impacted is right. Like they said about the weather balloons not able to go out as often to give up-to-date data for them to even have the data to make a decision on when to send out the alerts, or the key meteorologists who gives out the warning to determine what level they should be at. Like having to retire in April this year because of budget cuts. So some of them are impacted. We've seen them do this in other areas where they retracted certain things, made cuts as far as staffing goes, and then was begging for them to come back. I don't know if you remember that. That's been something that's been a signature of this administration.
Can we acknowledge? I'm sorry, go ahead, brother. I was going to say, can we acknowledge that a lot of those budget cuts, we got to put that in quotation marks, are not actually legal? Because they were appropriated by Congress, and you just can't write executive order and start cutting shit left and right. So a lot of this stuff is not even legal, to be honest with you, which is why we have more.
That reminded me of a conversation I had with Patty earlier this year, right? Where she was saying, basically Trump does shit, and then just watches for the fallout and then adjusts, like, oh shit, that one just worked. And then read that. I didn't believe that at first, but the more I watch, he seems to randomly make cuts, do different things, and then whenever there's fallout, like, oh shit, fuck. Then they scramble, they cover it, and go ahead and proceed and do the whole shit all over again.
Right, and Jim and I, because my fault, I'm sorry. But yeah, Jim and I, you're right, because Trump doesn't believe in legislation. He doesn't even understand what that is. He believes in executive power. He doesn't type, somebody throws a bill on his desk or whatever. All they got to do is compliment him, say, you're the greatest man of all time, you're the greatest president in the history of America. He'll sign it. Like, he doesn't even... Like, look at Trump's business record, bro. He has never been successful at all. He's always been a scammer. He's maybe we know this more in Manhattan because we've been dealing with him since the 80s. But he's like, I don't understand how people vote him.
I say the same thing all the time, bro.
But also, Gemini, what he's doing, right? By him doing that, he's clogging the courts, right? When the judge makes a decision, it rules against him. He's just blamed on the judge, so he's not the one to blame for it.
Oh, this is very interesting. Yeah, this is very interesting.
He's a con artist, like, and this is why, like, I tell wifey, I had a baby here with, I got a little girl in the way, whatever. So I tell her like, you speak to her in Spanish, I speak to her in English, and she got to be bilingual by the time she's like 2 years old. We teaching her Mandarin, so we can get the fuck out of here and go to China. So we can get the fuck out of here and go to China. Like, cause like Americans are just too dumb. How the fuck do we allow this monkey to be president twice? I don't understand
But
it.
you know what? You're afraid of the monkey when you should be afraid of the organ grinder. Trump is the monkey. The people behind him, you know what an organ grinder is, right? That's the one who has the machine and the monkeys are dancing. You need to be looking at Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller, yeah. Oh, shit, I
You
fuck
need to
with
be
you.
looking at the heritage.
Stephen Miller's a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
problem.
you're the organ grinders. Trump is the monkey. If you left him in there by himself without any of these people surrounding him, I guarantee you 90% of this shit won't be going down because there is a website that's just shadowing everything that he's doing along with the Project 2025 Heritage Foundation's mission statement. So subtract that, and what kind of Trump do we have? Just think about it. Subtract Project 2025 and all his handlers, his organ grinders, his puppeteers, and who do we have?
Well, but in fairness, every president has that team of people around him, so we can't.
It's true.
Nothing like Stephen Miller. And remember Steve Bannon?
He is the one who, no, y'all, Steve Bannon is from the first term. He orchestrated all of this. And the first term, he did the tax jobs and that tax thing. And are y'all forgetting about COVID? He ruined that without any of these people.
Right.
That's the most inflation. The most. Yeah, he did, like without these people, he was going to do.
Well, they had an opportunity to plan this.
He has handlers.
They didn't anticipate it.
He's not that smart. He's not that bright. He used Michael Cohen to really do a lot of his dirty work. He used a lot, like what was that guy who went to jail? His business bookkeeper. That
Oh yeah.
him too.
Yep.
Weinstein. The brains.
The mastermind behind Trump and everything is Steve Bannon. He was there from the first
Okay,
time.
I'll go for that. Yeah.
If you look at all the who is the mastermind behind all of this, it's him. He's the one who recruited people. He started from when the things that they couldn't get through last time. That's why he's so aggressive and fervent this time. So I think that, he has, but those people, I don't know if they can get elected. People like Trump. So that's why those people have been kept at bay because, they have these things, but they're not like necessarily as likable as Trump. Trump is like lightning striking. That's why, honestly, I'm really starting to believe what my grandmother be saying, Revelations, because this is really looking like some old Antichrist type shit. Floods, this nigga going crazy, fires, world. Like, I'm sorry, it's too many clips of Revelations going on right now.
Yo, Chud, I'm sorry, Chairman, I didn't mean to cut you
Right
off.
size ain't there yet. But I can tell you this, right? When you look at Trump, every president has advisors. We all know that, but he is a lot more easily manipulated with the ego, right?
And because his lack of knowledge.
I was about to say that his lack of knowledge and his ego is a deadly combination. So when you have somebody that all you have to do is stroke their ego a little bit and then give him enough filler information, surface level shit.
You don't even know when he's being played.
That's what I'm about to say. The junior kidding, and he's gonna be happily doing it, and MAGA's gonna be right behind them with they dumbass because they just as gullible as him. If he like it, they love it, right? Without any type of thought process or logic attached to it. They like it because he said it. That's it, right? And he likes it because his ego is manipulated and stroked, and they give me enough filler information that it aligns with MAGA and me. And that's it. So although other presidents do have different advisors, he is the one that can be puppet master to people.
Yeah, no, he's he definitely is a useful idiot. He's being parroted by, he's being used by the peripheral people around him because they could never get elected into any office. So what they're using, and they're not even interested in that. If the truth be told, what they want
enough. They're not experienced enough to be elected on their own, so they're using him. And they were always, and the Heritage Foundation told us they were looking for anybody. They didn't care who it was that could carry out their mission. That's who they were looking for, okay? And they found Trump.
What Trump does, we have to give him, and that we can't underestimate, is, once again, I'm going to be super brief here, it's just his charisma, right? I think it's his charisma that gets him. Yeah, he has a certain little edge where he does his little stupid ass dance and.
You think that's charisma?
Yeah, I think he has a certain level of charisma that people. It's not intelligence.
No.
What would you think?
Of course, it's not intelligence.
I just think it's
y'all gotta understand. Y'all gotta understand. Trump was extremely famous. He was Kim Kardashian in the '80s. His name was big in his town. Like that's what got him who he is or whatever. Trump has done. He bankrupted 10 companies, 5 of them casinos in LA. How the fuck do you bankrupt a casino?
Well, he started with a lot of money. So, I mean, he's family with a lot of money.
Daddy's money. His daddy's money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No matter how he got, he started with a lot of money. He started in a place where he was able to make that manipulated. But that's the truth be told. He was not revered among the class of people that he wanted to be.
No, you're right.
We have to wait a whole generation. Trump was, you said right, in the 80s. Nobody fucked with him then. He had to wait a whole generation to a whole bunch of new people who weren't as familiar or, like you said, dumb to get him in. Y'all really gotta look at the play. Like this, like he had presidential aspirations at that time. You can go back and look at it. But nobody was going for that shit. He had to wait till we got dumbed down by computers, ChatGPT, and Google, and then get himself in there, and then had to finagle. I'm definitely not convinced that this wasn't a cheat this time. I won't be capitals, but this definitely seems like a cheat this time. I mean, I just think when we say. I don't want us to be fooled into thinking that this is charisma. We know what charisma looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have people. I think this is just these motherfuckers forced their will on us. Like, they really did.
No. Just. You haven't seen another president on television with a repeat series. That's never happened before, right? We never seen another president with, we haven't. Name it. I'm just clear. Repeat series. We haven't seen The Apprentice. We haven't seen another president with this cult-like following that's so oriented to anything.
Y'all was gonna say Reagan?
Yeah, I was about to say Reagan.
Because when you think about all this,
let me finish real quick, Jeff. So I'm saying if you were to deny, like that's one thing I think where we're going. We can't deny certain things because then you can't combat it. If you're like, you need someone equally charismatic or more charismatic.
A lot of them realize that the Libertarian Party isn't going to work out just like an American Party isn't going to work out either.
X factor, right? Because a lot of the people that are adhering to this message are not necessarily logically processing things. They're just looking at him and listening to him and following him like a cult leader.
They're also
There's a couple of things that we need to remember, right? So this idea that he was somehow installed by other people who saw him as a vehicle for power, like, just remember what his candidacy looked like when he was first running. Okay, he half-assed a couple times, threw his name out there, but when he actually ran, for election in 2016, there was not a bunch of people rallying around Donald Trump. He started way back in the polls. He was a joke. They were laughing about Donald Trump running.
That is true.
Gemini,
and so.
I just want to apologize for my outburst. I was kicked out. I made 3 accounts. I was on an Android. I didn't know how to navigate. No one kicked me out. But I'm on top. I want to go left. If I could, I'm going to stop.
Wait, you gotta let somebody finish talking.
Brother, I'm just
Okay, I solved the problem. So,
don't put her down. It's so hard to get on. Damn it. Go ahead.
Bring it back up after. I'm just not gonna.
You got it. I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you.
I was kind about it.
No, you're right.
So let me say what I was trying to say. So it took a long time for people to rally around him, and he knew something about the electorate that frankly I didn't think he had a chance to know. I was wrong. But he knew some of the power dynamics of the country and what was exploitable, and he exploited the fuck out of it. But he was never, ever ideological. What he's always cared about is power, right? It's just naked power. That's it. So the ideologues see him as a vehicle, and then every time one of those ideologues is a little too big for their britches, because he's like, oh yeah, I'll do what you want, and then they try to really control him, they get booted. Which is why he has almost no advisors that have actually carried over across his administrations. Right? Stephen Miller is smart. He knows no one likes his ass. So he shuts the fuck up and he gets what he wants, as much as possible by just being consistent, sucking up, doing that whole thing. And those are the people who are still around. And most of them, the people who tried to do anything else, there's a long ass list, they all got shit kicked. Like, they're all gone. All of them. Any single one of John Kelly, Rex Tillerson, like, the list is a very, very, very long list.
Right. And Rex just call him an idiot.
So we gotta be honest about, like, who he is. Like, he's not particularly smart. He doesn't have a particular policy aims other than make me as powerful as possible.
There you go.
And so we need to always interpret Donald Trump in terms of power, not in terms of policy. And I think it's a mistake when we do otherwise.
I still don't think that doesn't. I mean, I agree, but that doesn't make him like a charismatic person. And I think we lose when we start giving into that type of thing, because that's not logical. Like, nothing about Donald Trump makes sense, and I think that's just our desperation to figure out why people made the choices that they did, that we have to try to make some sense of it by saying, well, he is charismatic. He's not smart. He's not any of the things. A lot of these people just really hate a lot of other people, and that's something that we have to reckon with that. A lot of people hate black people, a lot of people hate immigrants, a lot of people hate trans people.
And they love
they love that he was the vehicle to say it out loud and make it seem like, oh, I don't care. It's not really anything about him, I don't think. I think that he's saying the things that people really want to say out loud, and that decorum has kept people from saying for the last 25, 30 years.
Yeah, but just, don't you think that's charisma for a certain type of person? Like, don't you think there's a kind of, like, racist, for example, who feels like they're not doing as well as they're supposed to be doing, and it's everyone else's fault? Don't you think that he comes across as charismatic to that work?
I just think that's identification. That's just like if I say, like if me and you don't really agree on anything, but you hate fucking Asians, and I'm the presidential candidate, and I come up here and, I'm not really talking about anything else, but I say, I hate fucking Asians, and you say, that's just me identifying with you. It's not necessarily that I hooked you in, it's just something about this guy. No, he just said the thing that I really want to say, and I'm too much of a punk or too much of a bitch to do it, and he's saying it on a national scale. I mean, maybe some people think he's charismatic, but I just think he's a hater, and a lot of people hate other people, and they're like, ooh, a nigga I can hate with. That's the oldest American tradition of the day, is to gather up with a whole bunch of other people and hate on another group of people.
Yeah, I mean, Shorty. I got you. After me. I got you, Shorty. I got you.
After you was because you've been waiting to speak, at least I want to have this conversation. So.
No, I'm not actually streaming this, Steven. I'm streaming Clubhouse at the present moment.
Terrific point, bro. No, it does not really have charisma. He said what racist people have been wanting to say out loud, and he was on a national stage for it. But, like, able to think, like, it's kind of
they're talking. Steven is talking about me.
Illinois Congressman since the 80s. Like, we know he's a scammer. But, like,
what? Yes. Wake up.
Yes, I'm running for Congress in the state of Illinois.
But you are, or you're a candidate?
I'm a candidate.
Jesus. Not very descriptive in your profile. Who knew?
Steven's like a school child, a little girl. Kick him!
Jesus Christ. Not very descriptive. Who Steven's like a school child, little girl. Kick him! What is that? Well, I mean, dude, it's like weird. Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird to have this in your profile, John?
Kick me.
Kick him! Kick him! Trump did was he, just like Just was saying, like
he's 149 shots they take. Pretty sure nothing else has changed. It's obvious the actors have been far more profiting off the death and destruction.
And then think about this. Think about this. He. Like somebody was saying to me, like, oh, Chase, he can't be racist because he freed Kodak Black and Young Boy or whatever. Don't you know that's a red herring, bro? Like, he knew dumb niggas was going to hear that shit and say, like, oh, well, you can't be racist, Chase. Like, no. Like, so you're right, Chess. You know, you're exactly right. Like, so he's not really caring. He's not charismatic. I'm done. Go ahead.
Well, the thing is, like, no. Go ahead, 20th.
You know what? I appreciate you, and I want to say, Lisa, were you the one that was speaking up? Because you know what? I have so much work to do, and I can't believe I've been sitting here for an hour to come in this room. I'm when I do come on from astrology. First of all, let me say this to you. I'm calling for Black America. I love Black people. You don't know me, but you're going to know me. The world gonna know who I am because I want to liberate Black people.
Is an elite homo.
What Democrats do is they pimp Black pain. Democrats have done nothing but harm Black people. I got upset. It was natural. I apologize because I'm sick of my people being pimped. We've been here for 400 years and we last 500 years. And how the fuck would still last after 500 years? Because we've been lied to and bamboozled. I'm a Republican. Republican is less government and entrepreneurship. I fuck with Donald Trump hardcore. If you were paying attention, you'll start taking advantage of the things that he's doing for the American people. First of all, birthright citizenship was enacted in 1866. The 14th Amendment was for Black Americans, descendant of child of slavery. Who's benefited from civil rights? What Negro descendant of child of slavery is benefiting from civil rights that were enacted for enslaved people, enslaved persons? I'm sorry I'm being angry because I'm being embarrassed by the ignorance. Hi, Donald Trump. First of all, the thing with them little girls, I have a daughter and a son. They grown. Had that happened to me, I woke up this morning thinking the pain that these parents must experience because their daughters died. And I come in the room and they talk about Donald Trump is responsible for the little girl dying. That's crazy to me. Common sense. If I have a camp by the lake, it should be due diligence and
This guy's an elite homo who has infiltrated every echelon of our government, spending billions in the process. Why do we listen to people like this? He is the virus. Is he anything to say about the COVID-19? Is he anything to say about the national debt? Anything to say about his patriotic?
I came back because his sister spoke up for me. Sister, I got things to do. I supposed to start an hour ago. She spoke up for me. I appreciate you. I went and got my Android phone. Didn't know how to use it. I was sitting there trying to come back and forth. Then I left to the app. I redid it so I could come back, but somebody kicked me out. So people saying what's upsetting to me, and let me say this to you, because y'all don't know this. In America, Jews are at least percentage of this company, of this country. They run this country. You know what? Please allow me to finish. Let me finish. We don't want to know why we laugh. Why we laugh? Let me tell you why we laugh.
It's 20th.
Why we laugh? Because I'm protecting you. But you don't want to hear me though. I'm trying to pull you. I gotta do this for my people. I gotta beg my people.
20th.
I gotta beg my people to give me.
Listen to me. Listen to me, sis. Hold on.
I'm trying to give you an announcement.
Okay. Wait a minute. It's 20th. Listen to me. I gotta give you the rules. We have Jewish people here. We have Jews here. So when you're trying to explain something, don't attack other groups, right? Just say what you have to say. That's all I'm asking of you.
I'm the worst streamer ever, huh? I guess I am.
Go ahead and say what you gotta say.
I think I am the worst
But let's
streamer
not,
ever.
attack somebody else based off of what you're trying to prove, okay?
Are you working out?
Go ahead, continue free.
I'm not attacking you. To the Jews in the room, my daughter wears a tie. She calls
Shut the hell up.
and see, y'all think I'm attacking people. I'm giving them their props. Because you're so used to want to fight somebody. I'm giving you props. I'm telling you how they win it. That's why they behavior, why they run this country, because of their behavior. To the Jews in the room, my daughter wears a tie, and she biracial, and she cosplays as a Jew in Williamsburg. She actually vacationing in Los Angeles right now. Anyway, listen. I can't get it. And it's hard. I know we've been living in captivity.
You don't go out
by
to
your
the first.
position. My daughter grew up privileged in LA. She moved to New York, and matter of fact, me and her got into an argument. She said black people in the hood. She said, they suffer from systematic oppression and poverty. But when she graduated, she did her thesis on what was it? When people went, what is it called? When people go into areas and they take over. What's it called?
Gentrification.
She did, and so she a biracial child who grew up in Los Angeles, privileged. She went to New York and she said, "Oh, mommy, it's systematic oppression. It's systematic poverty." That's where I came from. I'm from the Bronx, New York. That's where I came from. I ain't lay down.
That's yours right there.
No,
Don't know where you from, that's your sister.
to me, I appreciate it.
She would have said Brooklyn, I would have had to take that. Take that like this.
You need to calm down.
So as a response to the Bronx situation, first of all, a lot of us in this room already understand these concepts. They've been debunked. We didn't learn anything respectfully. We know this stuff. We've heard it all before. This is nothing new. Perhaps you should listen to this room a lot more and see what the people in this room talk about. And I'm talking about people in this room are way more intelligent than I am. Like, I'm kind of like dumb. And I've heard the people in this room, and I'm like, so it's amazing what they know and what I learned from listening to the individuals in this room. So I would say, ma'am, we're not learning. Oh, okay, well, she's not here. Well, basically, I was trying to tell her that we really didn't learn anything, to be honest.
And do you really have to respond to that? Just move on.
Yeah, I did.
You need to be quiet because you respond to the dumbest shit.
I don't respond to everything.
That is true as well.
Yeah, but honestly, Royal, you're actually smart. I'm not going to take that from you. I've heard you talk a couple of times. You're smart. But back to the picture of Trump. Back to the picture of Trump, man.
You don't echo so much, man. You on the transistor radio or something.
Yeah, okay, I'm in the jam actually, and I'm the only one in there. So bear with me for 1 second. The issue of Trump being charismatic. I'm in the gym. I'm the only one in there actually. So the issue of Trump being charismatic, he is charismatic. Now, all of you that know me well know that I hate that guy, I can't stand it. But Gotham said something. Trump is a fraudster. He defrauds people and all that. For you to be a fraudster, you have to have some sort of charisma. You need to be able to charm people and make them believe what you say and follow you. Trump has been able to do that. I can't stand him, but he is charismatic. I hate him, but he is charismatic. Thank you.
You think that Adolf Hitler was charismatic as well?
Yes, he was.
Most leaders have.
Well, why do you think? So why do you think that?
Okay, let me read the meaning of charismatic for you.
I mean,
a compelling charm which inspires devotion in others.
Yeah, but this
so he's able to do that. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, this isn't something that we can quantify. This is just like kind of opinion based, right? So the reason I asked that, because we elected Donald Trump or whatever. So maybe there's an argument there, but I just don't get the argument for Adolf Hitler being charismatic.
Well, I want to do real quick one thing. So, Josh, how do you think Trump got where he is?
He wasn't. We already discussed this. He wasn't popular. I'm from New York.
come back to that, but I want to see if I can get back to Stephen Bader's little Republican powwow. Because now I will live stream them. Jesus, that's it. Let's see. Stephen Bader. What the fuck? So if you go to spaces on X, it only shows me 2 fucking spaces. Why doesn't it show me all the available spaces? Oh, I think I actually, maybe it'll block me. See, this guy's getting a ton of views. I get no views. I get no views at all. He's gonna put you on his Instagram. Kick him! Kick him! Okay, I can't find it.
One mic at a time. One mic on CEO, man.
Alright, so Jess, my straightforward summary is Art of the Deal, #1 New York Times bestseller in '87. Oprah, David Letterman, Larry King regularly, licensing deals in movies, in hip-hop songs, and people have been asking him to run for president since '88. So that isn't status to you? Or if it's not, I just want to know what your standard is.
No, not to me, but maybe standards are a little too high. I think that's the goofiest, most gullible, most easily impressed. Like, ooh, yeah, ooh. Like, so the fuck what? Nigga, you got all these New Yorkers telling you that we didn't give a fuck about him. Nobody was impressed, but I guess y'all was impressed, so my bad.
So 35% of the country was impressed.
Okay.
So to what Just was saying, it is correct that us New Yorkers, we were really not impressed by Donald Trump. And I remember growing up, I'm a little older, so, I remember him just a tad better. I believe that he had money and power, and that is until 1997 when I started working at Deutsche Bank, and in 98 that's when he came in, and this dude, he had to get his whole loan situation. Deutsche Bank was already in America, so I know somebody said that they were trying to get an American establishment. They were all, I got you. But Deutsche Bank was already in America. They were there many years before I got there, which was in 1997. And so Deutsche Bank, I remember when it all happened, and I laughed. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker is broke. I laughed. We were all laughing. So we knew a lot of details about his account, but that I can't really talk about. But I'm trying to tell you, the dude was broke. And forget the fact that there was an illusion outside. New Yorkers did not have an illusion about him, but we thought he did have power. That's all we knew. We didn't know that was a lie too.
Can someone clarify?
Yo, Roy, is it? I'm sorry, school.
When has that been?
Elon Musk is just spiraling because he's mad. It's the equivalent of adults getting mad. We curse, we argue, use bad words, we call each other fucktards, cultists, whatever, right? Elon is acting like a toddler and he's throwing a tantrum. And I like the guy's contributions to society, but this ain't it. Like, do I agree that there's severe problems with the Republican Party? Fuck yeah, I'm the first one to throw bombs at them all day long. And I do it for sport. I genuinely enjoy it. But you're missing the point here that we're putting a lot more at risk other than just settling petty grievances that we might have with the GOP and walk the entire government back into the Democrats' hands. It seems self-destructive and counterintuitive to everything I believe in as far as political values. And I hope you can rethink your position here, Brian. You seem like you're a well-articulated young man, and you can see what I'm talking about here.
I don't know. He's going to call you a cultist for sure.
Hang on.
He also said on his timeline he wants Scott Presler out of the job.
Hang on, guys. Presler, yeah, that was true, because there's so many people that just make a living off of just being partisan. I say this is the same thing. The people that all they do are they're in a fucking left-wing cult, and you just have Brian, shut the fuck up, man.
Brian,
That's the dumbest stuff I've ever heard. You guys are like idiots because this is like
Brian, you think that people should not hold on, Lewis. Brian, you think that people should not be allowed to work in politics as consultants, so therefore you believe that campaigns shouldn't really be allowed to raise money. So is that what you're getting at, that we're not supposed to be able to advertise, do any media with campaigns, that people are supposed to find out about all this on their own and then come and decide if we as parties are not allowed to promote candidates? That's exactly what you're getting to by stating that like people shouldn't be volunteering their time or taking donations. You're like all this is donation money toward these PACs. So you're saying that people should never be in the business of getting others to engage in their civic duty to go vote. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, what I'm trying to say is that people that worship political parties are going to be out of a job because partisanship is going to be dead and the two-party system is going to be completely broken.
You are so
all right. How are you going to break the two-party system? Like,